Kahit may inanunsyong 21,000 job offers ng Department of Labor and Employment, wala pa raw ito sa 1% ng 3.8 million Filipinos na nangangailangan ng trabaho ayon kay Senator Imee Marcos. Kaya naman ang International Labor Organization may rekomendasyon sa job recovery ngayong may krisis. Here's Richard Haydarian.
With the rolling out of the vaccines soon, at least in the West and some of our neighboring countries, and hopefully sometime early next year or mid next year in the Philippines, there's a hope na ma-resolve natin yung COVID-19 pandemic, at least when it comes to infection rates and when it comes to the public health crisis we're confronting. But the problem is, we're facing another crisis, and that's the ensuing economic meltdown, especially pagdating sa issue ng employment. Pero kamusta naman ang response ng ating gobyerno? What are the prospects for economic recovery in the Philippines? Mukhang even when compared to our neighbors in the ASEAN region, most of them fellow developing countries, sobrang kulang or kapos yung response ng Philippine government in terms of ensuring economic recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, our COVID-19 recovery package is even smaller than that of Vietnam, which has a smaller gross domestic product or economy than the Philippines. Kaya some legislators have been up in arms and warning that millions of Filipinos could remain unemployed for the foreseeable future in absence of decisive government response. Ayon sa Philippine Statistics Authority, around 3.8 million Filipinos aged between 15 years old and above are unemployed as of October this year. Ito ay equivalent to 8.7% unemployment rate, which is slightly lower than the 10% recorded in July and 17.6% in April. So some recovery has been made. Pinakamalala yung problema ng unemployment in Metro Manila, which has unemployment rate of 12.4%, followed by Ilocos Region at 11.5% and Calabarzon at 11%. May payo naman ang international organizations like the International Labor Organization of the United Nations para magkaroon tayo ng sapat na response for economic recovery assurance over the coming years. Ayon sa ILO, we have to focus on not only creating jobs, but inclusive job-rich recovery. In times of crisis, the name of the game is proactive governance. And mukhang once again nakulang ang ating gobyerno when it comes to proactive response to the economic aspect of the COVID-19 crisis. What we need is decisive response. Larger measures, fiscal measures to bring about employment recovery and overall economic revival in the Philippines. Otherwise, even if we resolve the COVID-19 pandemic in terms of the public health aspect, baka naman we have to confront a humanitarian and economic crisis for years to come. Ako po si Richard Haydarian. Stand with us, stand for truth.